Welcome back. This conversation is about one thing that might have something to do with another thing that may not look aligned, but quite possibly could be. Here's what I mean. The IRS is considering whether to rescind Harvard University's tax-exempt status as the school continues its feud with the Trump administration, one that it would argue the Trump administration started, but we'll set that aside. Of note, President Trump said yesterday his administration is also considering doing the same thing, meaning revoke tax-exempt status to other entities. That could include environmental groups. Senior coordinating producer of the CBS News Climate Unit, Tracy Wholf, joins me now. Tracy, always great to see you. Walk our audience through what this means and what environmental groups are fearing.
Sure. The environmental groups have actually been anticipating this. They knew that Trump would come after them with a little bit of retaliation for all of the years that they have antagonized him with numerous lawsuits pushing back against his attempts to continue to do economic development, expand oil and gas projects. You know, they sue him a lot. And so, as you can imagine, he's kind of interested to figure out a way that he can needle them a little bit. So this is all a rumor at the moment. We have no concrete proof that there is an executive order in the works, but they're waiting for it. They're anticipating it. They've heard a lot of chatter that this could be coming on Earth Day. And as you said, Harvard is now looking at possibly losing their tax-exempt status. Environmental groups expect that this could be the next tactic for someone like them. And I should say, they are anticipating that should this be a tactic that the Trump administration pursues, it wouldn't just be environmental groups. I would imagine you could see this happening to immigration groups, civil liberty groups, and other groups that antagonize the administration.
And Tracy, let's talk about something that's actually happened. The Trump administration announced its intent to change a specific definition under the Endangered Species Act dealing with harm. How could that change things?
Right. So when you look at the Endangered Species Act, there's two terms that protect animals under the Endangered Species Act. It is illegal to harm an animal, and it is illegal to take an animal. Take is really black and white. You're not allowed to kill, take, hunt an animal. He's not looking to change that one. He's looking to change or revoke the definition of harm. Harm means anything that could eventually lead to the extinction of an animal. In this case, more often than not, harm is damaging an animal's critical habitat. So he's looking to redefine this and to repeal it, mostly because he wants to develop in areas where endangered species live. So, you know, he wants to continue to log, to do critical mineral development, oil and gas exploration in areas that are currently protected under the Endangered Species Act. And so he believes if he can repeal this definition of harm, that will enable him to do more economic activity in those areas.
And can it be repealed just with a whim of any administration?
Yeah, that's a great question. I do believe it takes an act of Congress to change the Endangered Species Act, but Fish and Wildlife and NOAA have gone ahead and started the formal process of revising the definition of harm. I think they're going to try everything they can, but again, environmental groups will come out and sue and try to block this from progressing. And
trying to block it on the basis that habitat are essential to an endangered species being able to not only exist, but replicate. Yes. Again, when you look at why a species goes extinct, it's often not because we are killing the species and hunting them to extinction. It's because their critical habitat is lost. And so that's why harm for many environmentalists, many experts, is a very big deal here, because that would probably render more species extinct than actually hunting or killing them. And very quickly, Tracy, some judges ruled this week against the Trump administration effort to freeze climate funds. Yes, so they did rule against the administration to freeze climate funds, but the DOJ immediately appealed. And so initially in those rulings, the judges told the EPA, for example, you must immediately turn the faucets back on, start giving grant recipients billions of dollars of climate-based aid and funds. And so they were supposed to start getting that money yesterday, but already a judge had to stay that ruling, or the DOJ already asked for an appeal. And so there is a stay in that. So nobody's getting their money quite yet. But what was interesting in both of these rulings is the judges did say, listen, you do not have the power as the EPA, as a federal agency, to stop these funds. You need to return the money back to the grant recipients. So I imagine this is going to get kicked up to the Supreme Court, and we will have to see what they say. And we will watch this space. Tracy Wholf, thank you.